Hello and welcome to Remnant 2. Today I'm going to show you guys my melee shield setup. A lot of fun. I'm playing on Apocalypse and it works. So if you're playing anything other than Apocalypse, it's definitely going to be okay. There's definitely your own tweaks and customization you can do to it to make it perform better, different, however you want it to be. So keep that in mind. And, like always, as I go through it, there might be some things that I have and you don't have. There's a few things that are definitely, key. You definitely want them for the build. But then the rest, you can kind of just swap it out for whatever you have to kind of fulfill the basic idea of the build. So let's get into it. So going into the loadout, there are, three main things I would say that you're going to want for your setup. And the first one is a Mutator Shield Breaker. At rank 10, that's going to give you a shield for 4% of your maximum HP each time you hit an enemy with a melee attack, and it can stack up to 40% of your health. At level 10, when you do a charged melee attack, it consumes all the shields that are on you to enhance that melee attack up to 100%. This is kind of the bread and butter of keeping our shield on us because we're constantly doing melee attacks, so we're going to be constantly getting shields on us. And then the actual level 10 effect where we consume shields for more damage has grown on me a lot. I didn't like it at first, but in particular was this one. The whirlwind effect on the spectral blade hits a lot of enemies, so being able to hit a lot of enemies with an enhanced amount of damage is really nice. So like I said, it's grown on me, but if you don't like it, just upgrade it to level 9 and then ignore that whole aspect. The spectral blade, that's just the one I wanted to use right now. You could absolutely run just whatever weapon you want to use. The next main piece you're going to want is our amulet. There are two main amulets you could use. Currently I'm using the difference engine. While we have our shield active, we get 20% boost to our damage, and 1.5% of that base damage is dealt as lifesteal. So that lifesteal amount is not very much. The 20% damage increase is nice. I mainly am choosing this one instead of the other because I'm in the melee. I tend to take a lot of extra chip damage hits here and there, so I lose health despite having a consistent amount of shields. The shields are basically buffering us so that we're essentially taking less damage, even though it doesn't actually provide damage reduction. So having a little bit of extra lifesteal is kind of nice, especially because our relic doesn't directly heal us. If you do not like this amulet here, your other option is the energy diverter. While you have a shield active, you get an increased critical chance and 15% increased damage dealt. So this one is in a way, to me, a little bit more of a direct damage increase, even though it's kind of built around doing more critical chance. So if you really wanted, if I was set up a little differently, I had more focus on getting critical hits, I would probably switch this, put this one on for my melee attacks. But like I said, I kind of want some of the lifesteal, even though lifesteal is honestly kind of underwhelming. Now with those two out of the way, there are some other pieces that I would strongly recommend, but they're not 100% required. At this point, it's really just making sure you have a few sources of having a shield on you and then just making your build work, right? So first up, let's go into our relic. I'm using the Shielded Heart. I would strongly recommend it. It gives you a shield for 100% of your maximum health, lasting for 20 seconds or until it's destroyed. You can just set it up before a fight, have a big shield on you to prevent any big damage hitting you, last for 20 seconds so you can have a long-lasting shield. And then as far as runes go, increased maximum health is I think that's kind of the best choice. You could do an increased shield amounts as well, and that'll affect all of your shields, but at the same time increasing your maximum health is also increasing how much shields you get, because anytime you get a shield effect, it's based off of your maximum health. So if you have a higher maximum health, you're getting more shields. So pick and choose, I guess. After that, I'm doing a lot of melee damage, so increased melee damage. I'm using the charge attack a fair amount, so reduce stamina costs on those charge attacks. For my rings, the first source of generating a shield I have is the rerouting cable. So we gain 5% of our health as a shield whenever we use 25 stamina. And then it resets after 5 seconds, but it can stack up to 50% health. So it can stack up pretty nicely. And I do really like it for a melee build because I end up doing a lot of dodging. Doing charge attacks consumes the stamina so that we can get shields. The thing to say about that part, though, using a charge attack, which takes stamina and then generates a shield, is because of our level 10 effect on the shield breaker, it immediately consumes the shield. So it's kind of nice because it basically makes all of our charge attacks 5% stronger. Or it makes it some amount stronger, right? Because 5%... let's math it out. Let's math it out real quick. Right now I have 149.5. I'm going to have a higher amount of maximum health. We're going to say that I have 150. So 5% of that is equal to, so it turns into about 7.5, which is not a lot. But that's going to give us nearly 8% more damage on our charge attack. And in addition to that, depending on how much our backdash is costing, we could be increasing that up to a 10% increase. So then we're actually getting like a 15% damage increase. So, you know, it could be stacking up nicely to make like each of our charge attacks kind of nice, especially if we do a backdash charge attack. Once we get past this ring, we have the generating band. Like I said, our relic isn't healing us, so generating band is pretty much a must-have, I would say. So we regenerate 3% of our maximum health each second while we have a shield. We're going to be pretty consistently having a shield. This is how it's going to really help to carry us back to max HP. Like I said, the lifesteal earlier is just, it's very lackluster. You're not going to really like heal yourself completely with it. So having this to regenerate health while we have a shield is really good. It's really important. Then I have the Ring of Crisis. When we drop below 25% HP, we shield for 25% of our max health, lasting for 10 seconds. It's just an, oh crap, I need to be shielded real quick. Keeps us giving that damage boost. Also allows us to regenerate health, lifesteal health, keep generating more shields because we should still be attacking. So getting more shields to kind of keep buffering our HP and make sure we're not dying. So I really like it. I think it's a good thing to have, but you could probably swap it for something else. And then last, I have the Fey Warrior Ring, increasing our melee damage by 15%. I wanted something to increase my melee damage because I'm doing a lot of melee damage, and I want to enhance it a little bit. So that was my choice there. You could maybe go a little more defensive, whether you wanted to do like something that gives you bulwark stacks or just more like, you could probably go, you could always go like Black Cat Ring, Bright Steel Ring, and put on some Leto armor. Like, you'd always go like super meta optimized choices there, but this is just my option for right now. As for the guns, it's whatever you want to use. I'm on a Narud kick still, so I'm using Space Crabs. It's kind of nice because it sends out extra little dudes that you can lob around corners up in high spots so that they can go and like get guys when they're far away from you, things like that. And I just like the Space Crabs. I am using the Harmonizer on it, making our crabs even better, but in particular, with level 10 Harmonizer, it generates more mod power for our stowed weapon, which is the Nebula. So this allows us to like get corroded on our enemies, as well as just like the Nano Swarm just allows like extra damage on our guys. So the corroded reduces their armor, dealing damage over time. Nano Swarm just does more damage, and you know, just things like that. So those are my choices there. Corrosion helps with some of our damage, so that's what I'm thinking there. I'm also using all of the Technician armor. It's a heavy armor set. Obviously, a better choice would be to go like Leto or something like that. I'm not doing that because I don't want to do that. For archetypes, anytime I'm doing a melee build, I feel like I pretty much want to go Challenger, simply because like if I'm up in the fray, having that Die Hard Prime perk is really nice, because sometimes mistakes happen. So getting up again, one get out of jail free card is nice. Plus, we should be staying close to enemies, so getting an extra 35% boost to our damage is great, plus an extra crit chance is great. We can use some of the other perks to reduce enemy damage, give us stacks of bulwark. The Juggernaut skill is really great because it enhances our melee speed, movement speed, melee damage, all those things. The stagger levels are fantastic because it actually lets you trade swings with enemies. So I think Challenger is the way to go if you want to do a melee build, but it's absolutely not the end-all be-all. I took Medic for a secondary archetype, and really the only reason I'm doing that is for the healing shield. It's a shield. It's another, oh crap, I'm taking a lot of damage, I'm getting low. Let me put a big shield on myself that gives me more regeneration, so we regenerate with this shield, regenerate with the generating band. We're life-stealing thanks to this amulet and our trait, so I think this is really the main reason I'm doing it. It's not the most optimal choice because the triage perk trait from it is not really helping us a whole lot. It's only those like 2 things. There's not a lot of extra healing happening. The damage boost is nice. Relic efficiency and stuff. Like it's okay. It's just not very good for what we're actually trying to do. So you're probably better doing something else. Trait-wise, you know, we got our 2 primary ones we get from our archetypes, but then I went ahead and put 10 points into Fortify, so it get us like another like 10% damage reduction since we're using a heavy armor. And the shields, while they help to buffer our health, it's not actually damage reduction. So if you're still taking a lot of damage, the shields are going to get eaten up really quickly. And I mean, they're still getting eaten up really quickly when we get hit. So I think Fortify is pretty nice, but I didn't take Bark Skin. It was only adding a few extra percentage from there, and I wanted to put the points elsewhere. Untouchable helps our evade windows. We're doing melee, so I'm trying to back dodge a lot of things. So having an extra evade window is just really nice to keep us alive. Maxing out Vigor because we want that higher maximum health so that our shields have a larger value. Plus, just having more HP puts a bigger buffer between us and death. So, makes sense, right? Amplitude. The only reason I took this one, I had 10 points left that I was thinking about what I wanted to use them on. And because this Whirlwind thing does a big AoE thing, I wanted to take Amplitude to enhance it. That's literally it. Hey, it is Pseudo from the future. So, going through editing the video, I actually did a little bit of testing after recording this video, and I tested the Amplitude with Spectral Blade, and I don't think it actually helps the blade at all. The tooltip inside of the weapon doesn't actually change. It's still 8 meters, which, I mean, hey, could be just a visual bug. The shields already have visual bugs that pop up sometimes, so if you ever notice, like, hey, I should have, like, a whole bunch of shields, but no shields popped up, you probably still have a shield. So that's just a bug. So if it's not actually showing and like updating the tooltip, I wouldn't be surprised. But I did a little bit of testing with like some dummies and things, like with and without Amplitude, and I did not notice a difference whenever I had like the full 10 points into Amplitude. I was still hitting the same like area, like I wasn't really catching any more dummies than I already was. So as far as I could tell, it doesn't actually affect the blade, which is really a bit of a bummer. Siphoner. I took Siphoner because I'm already doing a little bit of lifesteal, so I thought, hey, let's go ahead and just like try and enhance it some more. You're probably better taking Regrowth. If you're really thinking about Siphoner, your better bet is probably Regrowth. The lifesteal isn't enhanced by Triage, but the regeneration effect from the regrowth trait is, at least as far as I understand it. So just having more baseline regen, something that's actually getting buffed by Triage, is probably your better choice. Recovery, I maxed that one out, so it's 30 stamina per second when we're not actively doing something. That's because I eat up a lot of stamina sometimes, and then being able to rest and quickly regenerate a lot, if not all of my stamina, gives me a lot less like downtime in between doing attacks. Endurance, just a couple points to put up our maximum stamina a little bit, and 5 points into fitness so that our dodges kind of get us out of the way of things just a little bit better. You know, sometimes one roll can put us out of things. 5 points into it, that 15% isn't necessarily going to do a ton. If you really want to get the distance, max it out to 10. That's going to really put you like far away from enemies. But with our melee attacks, sometimes you don't want to get super far, which is why I limited it to 5. That's pretty much it. Let's do some gameplay. Show you guys how it kind of works. I will say one last thing. I'm going to be using the Mudtooth Tonic. It's going to increase our maximum HP by 25. That way, once again, higher maximum HP, bigger value for our shields, bigger value for us just to not die. All right, we are in the Gilded Halls. So let's go ahead and, see how it goes. It could be pretty okay. I'm a little worried about the Red Prince fight. That one can be pretty rugged, but we'll see. I will say melee builds are some of my favorite builds to do. It's very satisfying to like play in close to the enemies, dodge attacks, and things like that. But the thing about them is, especially on some of the higher difficulties in particular, but really all of them, even if you're doing a melee build, you still have to have some kind of ranged attack, because you can't ignore the ranged enemies. You have to still have, like, you still want a gun. Whereas if you're doing some kind of gun build, you can kind of just ignore your melee weapons. So it's something to kind of keep in mind. But look at our shield. Look how high of a shield we already have. Like, that's like 50% extra HP, and we're at like 75 HP, which means we're having a lot. And you can see that Whirlwind ends up doing a lot of damage. Now we're going to rest a second, get our stamina to come back. And right here, we're going to use our attacks here, put out a crab. We're going to dodge backwards, actually. Big Whirlwind to catch a bunch of damage there. Move out of there. Where's he at? Thank you, crabs. And I'm pretty sure the crabs are also getting enhanced by our extra damage from the amulet. So, but yeah, right there, you can see some solid damage from the Spectral Blade. The amplitude effect on it is really nice. It just helps us to catch more guys, especially when they're in the air. And Losum can have quite a bit of flyers. Chink, chink. I really like this. The katanas are really cool. They've got a lot of style to them with the attacks. The running attack is great because it does that double hit. So that's 2 bits of shield right away. And I really enjoy that part. Oops, I meant to dodge backwards, not try and swing. Dodge back, and... Nope, too far away. Let's try and hit him right here. Yep. There it is. 622. More dudes incoming. Alright, we're going to go ahead and use this one. And then we're going to activate Juggernaut. He was a little far away. Oh, no, he wasn't. Dodging that thing. So I thought he was too far away from our Challenger effect, where it reduces his damage. So now it's going to be a lot easier to, actually, take hits. There you go. And see, that's why I like melee. It's just so satisfying to just, perfect neutral dodge back out of attacks, quick counterattack in, dodge back, hit again. Very satisfying. And the ability to have shields really adds an extra layer of safety so that we're not just dying right away in a single hit or anything like that. We dodge backwards, do the Whirlwind. Down he goes. 826. See, that's the enhanced amount of damage I'm talking about. But I've easily, there's times in the past on some of those where I've hit over 1,000 on them. And especially if you can get, a critical hit on it, it's really nice. Now, as far as melee weapons go, what you might want to use with a shield breaker, I think the faster weapons... Oh, Lord, can I hit that dude? Also, I've never noticed, how long and pointy their shoes are. Do you see that? Look at how long those things are. Dodge backwards. Dodging back. Ooh, messed it up. There's our Ring of Crisis, and it actually wasn't enough to save us. We still triggered our Die Hard perk. Oh, well. That's what I get for playing super sloppy right there. I was super sloppy. But I think faster weapons are probably your best bet here, because it just allows you to generate more shields quickly. But in the past, I've used some of the heavier weapons, like Great Sword, Great Hammer, whatever, and it's been really nice being able to just stagger enemies, because staggering them is basically, it's a form of defense, right? They can't hit you if they're not hitting you. I'm kind of messing it up right now, though. Oh, not enough. Oh, that doesn't stack. Well, I guess my attack wasn't fast enough there. One thing I kind of wanted to try, actually, I didn't think about it until just a little bit ago, was the flail. Because when you do the charge attack, it kind of swings around. And I'm curious whether each of those hits would count to generate shields or not. Yeah, I knew there were dudes behind up there. That's why I like the Spectral Blade. Look at that. You can just catch dudes that are lurking around in the walls. Anybody else? Let's go ahead and spit out some crabs. Let's use our shield from our medic right now. We need to roll. Roll again. Slice, slice, dodge back, and then ching. Catch them there. Worked out nicely. One of the combos I like is come in like that, dodge backwards, and then charge attack. You get 3 hits that give you shields plus the stamina cost, and then the charge attack that enhances it all. So it turns into a pretty nasty combo as far as 2 quick hits and then the enhanced charge attack with a good amount of bonus damage to it. I would also like to say I'm going to be playing some of From the Ashes again here pretty soon, because I wanted to kind of go back and just, play it again and see how it feels now after playing this one. And it reminded me that I'm pretty sure there was a trait in that one that increased your melee damage, and there is not one in this one that increases your melee damage. And that's really upsetting to me, because I want a perk that increases how much my melee damage does. Why is that not a thing? The closest thing you get is the freaking Challengers perk, and even then, it's practically replaced by any of the other archetype perks. Medic just gets a flat 25% damage increase. I don't even have to be close to them at all. So I don't know, it's just frustrating. Oh, he's stuck there. What are you doing, bud? Let's activate this here now. Dodge forward. We're going to take a hit. Boom. Oh, I meant to dodge backwards. We're cursed. That's going to reduce our maximum HP, and that's kind of a problem. I want a big shield up now. Dodge back and then slice to try and get rid of the extra dude. Whoop. Rolling. He's doing another attack like that. And then we go in, get some big shields on us, dodge backwards, slice, and missed him. 1, 2, we need to get our stamina back, so we relax a tiny bit. Get a couple shots. Dodge. Dodge. Dodge back, and we go back in. We're going to not do a charge attack yet because we want to maintain some shields. That second attack hit us, and that's annoying. Dodge back. Dodge back, and then charge. Oh, dodge. Oh, try not to flub it. I really wanted to do the big whirlwind attack. That's why I kept trying to dodge back and do it. But no, I'm really upset that there's not some baseline trait or perk or anything for any of the archetypes that's just like, your melee damage is better. Like, I get the idea why they didn't put it in archetype, because they didn't want the, like, they didn't want you to take the archetype and it's like, well, I have to do melee damage because that is what the perk does. You know, you don't have to. But to not even have a trait that does it is really frustrating, because I really like melee builds, and I would like for them to be better, I think. Because, like, the ability, like I said earlier, like, even though, yeah, I'm doing a melee build, you still really have to think about what ranged weapon you're using, unless you're using World's Edge or whatever. I mean, obviously there's that weapon, blah, blah, blah. But it's still very frustrating that you just can't naturally make it better outside of, like, rings, amulets, and things. And this is why I like the crabs. Ready? We're going to launch 2 up there. That's going to catch all the guys that are up there. Dodge back to catch him in the air. Nice. Oh, they didn't get that dude. Oh, there they go. Good job, crabs. What are you guys fighting? Oh, you guys can't get him. He's up in the air. Sorry, friends. Go, go, Nanoswarm. That dude's flying there. He's pretty up high. I don't think we can actually catch him there, but... Oh! Oh, shit! Messing up, messing up. Let's use a shield. And then dodge that attack. Whoop. Now we use this relic. And now we go in. Roll forward out of that. And then we just start slicing in. And, you know, we just keep getting big shields. He's kind of stuck for some reason. Dodge back. Oh, way too early. Dodge back. Slice. Dodge. And go back in. Let our stamina recover a tiny bit. Dodge. 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 Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and get big whirlwind attack. Lots of damage. 1200 right there. Very nice. Alright, so we're at the Red Prince fight. And while I don't necessarily want to get rid of my Fey Warrior Ring, I want to still be doing a lot of, like, or not a lot of, but increased melee damage. I'm going to want these other 3 rings just to make sure I'm safe. I need this for healing, more shield generation, and then a just-in-case shield. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I'm going to get hit. I don't care to have my maximum health reduced, so I'm going to swap this out for the Hex Ward ring right there, just to prevent any curse buildup. All right, let's throw down, buddy. Let's go ahead and pop a shield now. All right, so he always starts with this one. Let's go ahead and spit out some crabs now. Dodge. Ah, it was too slow. Wait for this little gesture. Dodge backwards. Charge back in. That used all of our shield, which is not exactly what I wanted. And I knew better to dodge that ability. All right, we want to get rid of these clone dudes. Dodging some projectiles. There we go. Whoop. Definitely need to get rid of them, though. Should be... Whoop. Shit. Too early. Oh, my God. I haven't fought this dude in a fucking minute, apparently. So I'm, like, all over the place. Oh, and he's got extra melee damage. He's got Skullcracker, and he's vicious, so he just does more damage, bro. So that's kind of scary. Come on, get out of here. Roll. Roll back. Ah, shit, fuck. Roll. Oh, where's my roll? All right. Give us some more shields, making sure that we're regenerating health. Dodge. Here we go. Dodge. There we go. Now we're getting the groove. Dodge. Oh, I can't do that second one. The second one, I just got to focus on dodging. No dodge attacks. There we go. Where's he at? Home. Oh, of course, he comes back right away. Dodge backwards. Let's get a full charge attack in. Dodge backwards. Slice. Dodge backwards. Charge attack. Very satisfying so far. Where did he... Oh, there he is. I didn't see him there in the corner, man. Why are you hiding over there, bro? Owie. Oh, of course there's a clone. Why wouldn't there be? Roll. Roll now. Watch for the gesture. Okay, it's not starting yet. We're going to drop down a tiny bit, move forward, and then dodge back, slice. There we go. Catch them from under the stairs. Use our weapons ability to our advantage, right? Oh, he's doing more. Dodging out. A little early. Luckily, he still missed us. Dodge again. There we go. We're going to pin a crab right here because it's going to fly back in. Not right now. Doing okay. We're going to wait a second. Activate a shield. And then use the Nano Swarm. So he should be showing up here any moment now. Any moment now. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. I thought he was doing his third attack. He was not. Keep attacking to get our shield up. Where did he go? They're over there. Dodge backwards. Dodge. Nice. Dodge. Dodge. There we go. Good deal. Oh, I was out of stamina. That's what was wrong. Pop this one down. I need to make sure I actually put corrosive on him because the nanite swarm doesn't actually put that on him, which is kind of annoying. So I fucked it up a little bit. Dodge again. Oh, we need to use our medic shield. See, this is why it's nice. I went for the third attack, which was a mistake. All right, we can still use our juggernaut this next time he goes to engage on us. Get ready to dodge those. So weird spinny one. Let's use it now. Okay. Dodging some of those projectiles. Let's put a crab right here. Let's go ahead and move in here. Roll down though, and then dodge backwards. Not right now, cat. Now is not a great time. I think I got rid of... No, I didn't get rid of all of them. So the extra stamina usage is getting us some shields, which is nice. Hit him to shield us. Where's he at? Way over in that corner. He's down low. Crab. Go ahead and pop this here too. Dodge back and... Oh, I didn't have the stamina. Alright, we'll kind of wait for them to come up. They're going to go away now because he's doing the flame again. Alright, wait another couple seconds, and then we will put on the shield once again. And then it's back into the arena, you know. Freaking Thunderdome. Dodge. Nice. Dodge back again. Big shield. Oh, okay, he interrupted us, so we didn't actually lose all of our shield, which is kind of nice. Dodge back. Let's get a full charge attack. Dodge backwards. Some of the recovery on those is a little bit longer than I'm giving it credit for, so I got to make sure I'm not... You know, I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, where I take these extra hits. But we're actually tanking a lot of his damage really well. Oh, lordy. We need to use a relic here. Oh, shit. Yeah, luckily I moved back out of that time. Big shield. Lots of extra damage to cover us. Let's use our Juggernaut ability as well. This is going to give us some stagger resistance as well, so we can actually just sit here and trade. And hopefully the shield generation will allow us to just really trade with him. Dodge back, big flame, or big circle attack. Let's go ahead and shield with our medic ability. Drop a crab. Where's he at? Dodge around some of those. Couple shots in here, dodging those. Wait for him to teleport. Ah, shoot. Just use a relic again. We've got plenty. It's also going to give us stacks of bulwark, which is going to give us more damage reduction. Dodge roll that one, except I didn't. Dodge. Oh, one more. And then... Cool finish. Honestly, it wasn't bad. That's something else I would say about melee builds. While they can be very frustrating because you have to still think about what your ranged weapons are. You are in a lot of danger. You have to be very careful about how you dodge. Like, there's a bit of a skill requirement to it because you have to make sure you can dodge things unless you're going with something that can literally just face roll over them and absorb all the attacks. But the nice thing that's about melee builds is there are just some enemies that it completely counters them in a way. Like, if you can do a decent melee build or just play decently in the melee, it makes a lot of enemies very easy, because then you're not too worried about the fact that they're in your face. Like the Red Prince, Barghest, like some of those like red enemies, Executioner enemies. It can even work kind of well on the mini face in that Corruptor boss fight in Yaisha. Obviously, it's not going to work very well against the actual giant guy floating in the sky, but you can sit there and battle with the freaking statue a bit too. So that is something I do really like about melee builds. And this one there, you could see it. That dude had Skullcracker and Vicious. Just, we had decent damage reduction stat on us right now. Like, I think we have 55? Let's take a look. 45. Not even as high as I thought. But we have 45% damage reduction. But we have 178 health. And so all those extra shields going on top of that make us very durable. And I think that fight allowed you to see that pretty well, right? So I really like the shield kind of melee setup. I think it's a blast. We didn't even have our full melee damage on for that fight because we relied on the Hex Ward, which basically makes that fight a lot easier, because otherwise you're dealing with like 50% less health, and then you've got a problem. So, but hey, that's the build, dude. Like, there's not much more to it. I can't really think of anything else off the top of my head I would like throw in there to say, you know, other than have fun, I guess. I don't know. Like, you know, it says any build that I do, if you haven't figured it out, if you've watched the videos that I do and stuff, the builds I'm doing are not necessarily meant to be meta. They're not meant to be bad, but they're not meant to be top of the line, top shelf, whatever crap, right? It's about trying a generic idea, putting on the things that you want to use, and then have fun, right? And this one, I think, achieves it by using a fun weapon while generating shields that then enhance your things. And then if you really want to take it to the next level, like, yeah, man, throw on the Black Cat ring if you're dropping. Put on the Bright Steel ring, full set of Lidos, friggin' whatever you want to do, dude. This is just to show you the basic idea with whatever I'm using. And then you guys just take it from there. Just take it. But hey, thank you for watching. I do really appreciate it when you guys check out the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, take care.